BookTube, I'm Vanessa, and today I'm going to be talking about A Song of Ice and Fire. So I was tagged to do the A Song of Ice and Fire book tag by Ashley over at Don't Have a Degree in Reading, and I am so glad she tagged me because you guys know I love A Song of Ice and Fire so much, and I don't get to talk about it enough. I mean, I talk about it a lot, but it's never enough for me, honestly. So I am so glad that Ashley blessed me with the opportunity to talk about it a little bit more. So today I am going to be answering these A Song of Ice and Fire questions. And to be clear right off the bat, this tag is about the book series, not the TV show. We're leaving the TV show out of it. It doesn't exist. I'm not talking about that. And also this, of course, is going to be chock full of spoilers. So if you are not interested in hearing spoilers for A Song of Ice and Fire, then this probably isn't the video for you. But if you don't care to hear some spoilers, or if you've already read the books, then let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question is your favorite male point of view, and my favorite point of view character out of the dudes, because let's be honest, like, the guys in this book are a little bit boring. I'm just saying. But the one that I actually find really interesting and really fun to read about is Jaime Lannister. I think he's a really complex character, and he has a lot of really interesting like thoughts and feelings that aren't always apparent in his actions. So it's really nice to get his point of view chapters and kind of see what's going on beneath the surface of Jaime Lannister's life. And I think, you know, he's obviously got a lot of drama and a lot of issues and a lot of stuff to work through, and I find reading about that really interesting. The next question is your favorite female point of view, and I think we all know mine is Sansa. Like, I talk about Sansa all the time. She's my favorite ever, and I think it's the same thing with Sansa. Like, I think her and Jaime are really similar in the way that their actions never tell the full story because they have so much going on underneath, and Sansa's story really kind of comes together behind the scenes. It's like about what's in her mind and what she's feeling and stuff like that. She kind of has this hidden strength and courage and intelligence about her that's really apparent when you're seeing the world through her eyes, and I just think she's super interesting and super amazing character. The third question is a character that everybody loves but you hate. And honestly, I don't think I hate any of the characters, or at least any of the like well-known, well-loved characters. So when I say this, please know I don't hate Tyrion. I do like him. I think he's great. I'm gonna name him for this answer anyways because everybody just loses their heads over how much they love Tyrion, and I feel like the fandom kind of colors him to be this like super smart and super noble, nicest guy ever who always does the right thing and the smart thing and knows everything, and that's just not who Tyrion is. Tyrion is so naive and idealistic, and also so mean and like disrespectful to people, especially women. The way he treats the women that are in his life, it's not fun to read about in the books. And I also really hate how people kind of glorify how vulgar and how much of an alcoholic he is. Like this whole like tits and wine thing, like that's not cool to me. I don't think that those are good traits to have. Like raping a prostitute and then barfing on her is not something I consider a fun guy thing to do, and I don't like that that's the way he's kind of painted in the fandom as kind of like this fun, smart party dude. And like coming from the standpoint that he is a really complex, interesting character that has issues that he needs to overcome, and he's really messed up, I like him in that aspect. I really do. I just don't like the kind of like glorification and the facade that people like put on him. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Question 4 is about your favorite fan theories, and you guys, I go wild for some fan theories. Like, they're my favorite thing ever. I live for them. And some of my favorite fan theories that haven't been confirmed yet, because some of my favorites have already been confirmed on the TV show, which I'm pretty salty about, because on the one hand it's satisfying knowing that I was right, but on the other hand it's so lame that it was like on the TV show and not in the books. Ugh. But some of my favorite ones that have not been confirmed, I don't really remember the last book that well, so it's possible that I just missed the confirmation of these, but one that I really like is this theory about Syrio Forel, and it's that he actually survived that day and he is Jaqen H'ghar, and he was a faceless man the whole time, and that he's still like basically been following Arya and like training her over all of these years. And the evidence for this that I can think of off the top of my head, I'm sure there's a ton more, but the fact that he's from Braavos, I think some of the like whimsical sayings that he has somewhat match between those characters, like they all say somewhat similar things, as well as the fact that in the fight where he was supposedly killed as Syrio Forel, he tells Arya to run away and like basically save herself, and he holds off the guards. And while she's running away, she hears the clang of a metal sword falling to the ground, and that's supposed to be our indication that Syrio died. But Syrio wasn't using a metal sword. They were training that day and he was using a wooden practice sword. So Arya wouldn't have heard that if Syrio Forel died, so possibly he killed the guards and escaped. Another one that I really like is A plus J equals T, which is only strengthened by the fact that R plus L equals J was confirmed, because I feel like that's a precedent. Yeah, now I'm even more convinced of A plus J equals T. R plus L equals J being Rhaegar and Lyanna are the parents of Jon Snow, making him another Targaryen alongside Dany. And A plus J equals T basically asserts that Tywin Lannister is not Tyrion's father, and that actually his parents are Joanna Lannister, Tywin's wife, and Aerys Targaryen, the Mad King. And the evidence for this is basically that, I mean, I think there were always rumors that Aerys Targaryen kind of had a weird thing for Joanna Lannister. And on top of that, Tyrion himself is described differently than his siblings. Jaime and Cersei are golden blonde hair, whereas Tyrion is described as having silver or white blonde hair. He also has 2 different colored eyes, and I believe a few other things, but also the kicker for me was the fact that his mother died in childbirth, because we know Dany's mom died in childbirth, and we also know that Jon's mom died in childbirth, because a human woman is not strong enough to carry and give birth to a dragon. And Dany, Jon, and Tyrion, the dragon has 3 heads. They are the 3 dragons. Yes, I believe that this all fit. Like, I'm really on board with this theory, especially because we all know how much George R.R. Martin loves Tyrion and probably wants him to be the star of the show and have a dragon and be the Targaryen hero. Another one that I really want to see come to fruition is all the prophecies about Sansa, that I believe are about Sansa anyways. I believe Sansa is the younger and more beautiful queen that will take everything that Cersei holds dear, because she has. She was instrumental in the death of Joffrey, and in a way she has taken Jaime, because Jaime has chosen honor over loyalty to his sister, and Jaime has a line where he says Sansa Stark is his last chance for honor. So, you know, the desire to do the right thing and help Sansa Stark and be on like the right side of this battle is kind of what is drawing Jaime away from Cersei. So believing that that's true kind of leads into another prophecy about Sansa, which I believe was one of the dreams that Arya saw, where she says, I saw my sister slaying a savage giant in a castle made from snow. There were shadows all around her. One was something like cloaked in armor like the sun, and the other had the head of a dog. Another one, like when he lifts up his visor of his helmet, blood spills out. My theory for how this is going to play out is that Sansa is going to kill Littlefinger either directly or indirectly, because he is the savage giant in the castle made of snow, which is Winterfell. And I believe he's the giant because I know he uses the Mockingbird as his sigil, but his actual family sigil is the Titan of Braavos, which is a giant. The other figures in this prophecy are Jaime Lannister, the one who is cloaked in armor like the sun, and the Hound is in there too. These are both people that I think are drawn to the idea of protecting Sansa, because they're both people that want honor and want to be true knights and need to redeem themselves, and I think the way to do that is to defend like this young girl that they've both in the past expressed a desire to defend. And of course the figure with blood pouring out of its helmet is the Ungregor Frankenstein thing that Cersei has created, which I believe she is going to send to assassinate Sansa once she realizes that Sansa is the younger, more beautiful queen. And then we will have our Clegane face off between Sandor and his brother, because that is something that Sandor needs to finish before he can achieve his redemption arc, so it really just comes full circle for everyone. And also, speaking of Cersei and prophecies, I also really like this theory that says that Arya is the Valonqar. And I know a lot of people think it's going to be Jaime, because we all pretty much know that Tyrion is the red herring. Cersei thinks it's Tyrion because she has her weird obsession with hating Tyrion, and we're all kind of like, it's not going to be Tyrion, it's going to be Jaime, what a plot twist. But also, there's the fact that Valonqar, the word in Valyrian or whatever, is a genderless term. So it doesn't actually mean little brother. It means younger sibling. And Arya is the younger sibling of the Stark family that the Lannisters have all murdered. The younger sibling of Sansa, who I believe is Cersei's rival. So I think it could be a really good plot twist besides just having Jaime be the Valonqar. Question number 5 is about your favorite crack ships, and actually I don't have very many ships in general in Game of Thrones, just because they're all bound to be really messed up and problematic. And the ships I have had aren't very crack shippy because I think they're pretty plausible, but as far as like crack ships go, maybe Sansa Jaime. I could definitely see that being a thing. Again, this whole line like Sansa Stark is my last chance for honor thing really appeals to me. And also just the fact that Jaime is kind of like this like white knight in shining armor. Eventually I think he is going to become like a true knight and a very like noble and good man, and I think that that's what Sansa has always dreamed of and wanted to believe in, and I think that he could confirm that those things exist for her with, you know, all kinds of other baggage thrown in there. Cersei baggage, oh my god, they've both got the Cersei baggage. I don't know, I feel like that could be a thing. Also Sansa and Aegon, I don't know if this is really a crack ship though, because I feel like it might actually be a thing that could happen. But yeah, this kid that they're having around, if he's real, he might be the fake Aegon obviously, but if he really is Aegon Targaryen, then I think Sansa should marry him and be the Song of Ice and Fire. I think that would be a much better Ice and Fire pairing than Jon and Daenerys, like the most boring, obnoxious couple I've ever heard of in my life. And I guess another crack shippy thing that I kind of have is this idea that all of the ladies in this story are all just gonna fall in love with each other and have like a polygamous communal marriage all with each other where they just hang out and they're queens of everything, and they're just a big group of sleepover queens braiding each other's hair and eating lemon cakes, and the kingdom is at peace because they have all these wonderful ladies ruling their kingdom with love and happiness. Then question number 6 is a plot twist you did not see coming. Oh boy. Honestly, the first time I read The Red Wedding was like, I was in shock. Because I knew that these books were, you know, gory and people were dying and stuff. I didn't think George R.R. Martin was gonna go that hard. That was a wild day. Like, what? Some other shocking ones for me were Joffrey being the one that sent the assassin to kill Bran. Like, we all thought it was gonna be some high up Lannister person or like Littlefinger or someone. Friggin' Joffrey, come on. Another one that got me was the Martell kid. I wasn't Tristan, was it Quentin Martell that went overseas to meet Dany and try and bring her back to Dorne for an alliance, and then just randomly gets like charged to death by a dragon? Like, that was pretty shocking to me. I didn't think that was how that was gonna go, because it had like no build up. Like, this was a new character. I thought we were getting introduced to a character that was gonna be something, but all he ended up being was dragon food. Like, that was so sad. Anyways, question number 7 is the most traumatic death. I think Jeor Mormont, the bear, the Night's Watch commander dude that got mutinied at Craster's Keep. Like, oh my god, that was so sad. Jeor Mormont deserved better. He was a good man, and he was a good mentor for Jon, and he wanted to make up with Jorah, his son, and he didn't get to, and I just... poor Jeor Mormont. And finally, question 8 is a character who died before the series started that you want to know more about. I think the obvious answer to this is Lyanna and Rhaegar. What was the deal with them? I think we all want to know the answers to these questions. But another one, actually for me, is Joanna Lannister. Alright, and that is it for the A Song of Ice and Fire tag. Again, thank you Ashley for tagging me, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, because you know that I enjoyed talking about A Song of Ice and Fire. Like, it's my favorite thing. If anybody else ever wants to talk about this with me, you just slide in those DMs, like, we can talk. I want to tag specific people, but off the top of my head I'm forgetting who has read these and who hasn't. I know not very many people have, unfortunately. If you have and you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged by me, and please let me know in the comments if you want to talk about anything. Like, literally, I mean it. Any single thing about this book series, leave me a comment. I would love you forever, and I hope that I get to talk to you soon. Bye!